On a bright sunny morning, Detective Mehul decided to take a stroll in the park. Just then, he receives a call.
Sir, there was a heap of plastic kept in the outskirts of the city. It has disappeared overnight.
He immediately reaches the location, only to find out that the information was true. A huge pile of plastic had disappeared without leaving a single trace of it. What was more interesting is that there were no wheel marks of any vehicle around. Mehul looks at some pictures of the location from before the mysterious disappearance and is left spellbound.
Interesting. How even can this be possible?
Suddenly, Mehul notices some footprints on the sidewalk. By looking at these footmarks, can you guess whom do they belong to? Let me know your answer in the comments below.
These definitely do not belong to a human. It might be of some animal. But who?
He extracts a sample of the marks and sends it to Dr. Sanjana for further investigation.
It is obvious that an animal is incapable of stealing this plastic. Then where did it go?
Mehul roamed around the city for hours, looking for clues. Soon, he received one more call, informing him of the disappearance of yet another huge plastic pile. He immediately engines his car and reaches the location. There still were no clues visible, except the same footmarks he noticed at the previous location.
Interesting. These are the same footprints I saw earlier. Very interesting.
He collects another sample, sends it to Dr. Sanjana and makes way for the lab himself. Dr. Sanjana examines them carefully.
I have never come across footprints like these, ever before. I have checked the entire database and have come to the conclusion that these footmarks and walking the face of the earth, for the first time ever. It might be a newly discovered animal or an alien.
Aliens? But why would they come after our plastic? This is taking an exciting turn. If they have stolen the plastic piles twice, there will definitely be a third time. I will have to reach the location of the crime before them tonight.
Mehul successfully reaches the outskirts of the city, where he finds two piles of plastic. By looking at them, can you guess which one will the aliens steal, A or B? Think and let me know your answer in the comments below. Pile A is loaded with items made out of iron, but the aliens aim to steal plastic, hence Pile B ought to be stolen. Mehul then decides to hide behind a tree nearby. As the night sky appears, he waits for the aliens to take action. Just then, a huge space shuttle emerges from the sky and lands on the ground. Soon, an alien walks out of it. He opens a part of the space shuttle and slowly a pile of plastic flies inside it. Mehul is shocked at the existence of aliens. Just then he notices a small side gate open on the space shuttle. As he enters the enormous space shuttle, a siren starts ringing inside it.
I should get out immediately. What if this is a signal for takeoff?
He runs towards the door, but it had already been sealed shut. Even after multiple tries, he was unable to open it. He was now locked inside the space shuttle, which takes off shortly afterwards. He was flying in space and lands on a completely new planet after a while. He walks out of the spaceship and was greeted by several aliens, who gather around him instantly. They try communicating with each other but were unable to do so as they were not versed with each other's languages. Soon, an alien places his hand on Mehul's head, which leads to some changes in his brain capacity. Before he knew it, Mehul was now fully understanding the alien's language.
Why are you guys stealing plastic?
We are facing water scarcity. We have developed a technology which transforms plastic into water. This is why we are stealing plastic from Earth.
Interesting. This leads to benefits on both the ends.
But how? Can you guess?
Since aliens are using waste plastic from the Earth, production of which has increased significantly over the last few years, it will help Earth get rid of it. With that, we can use this technology on Earth to make use of waste plastic.
This was the beginning of a new friendship between Mehul and the aliens. To learn about this technology in depth, Mehul and his alien friend embark on the spaceship and return back to the Earth. As they land on the forest ground and walk out of the space shuttle, an alien hands over a remote to Mehul. He can use it to call for the aliens in times of help by clicking on the button. The spaceship leaves the planet after dropping the alien and Mehul. They start walking towards Mehul's house when they are noticed by some people around. They call and inform the police about this incident immediately. Without any knowledge of this, Mehul and his alien friend reaches his house. Being very particular about security, Mehul's house is locked using a password. By looking at it, can you guess what would the code be? Move one matchstick to correct the equation. Think and let me know your answer in the comments below. The answer will be 9 minus 7 is equal to 2. Remove a matchstick from the plus sign and add it to the 5 to make it a 9. This gives us the correct equation. The door finally opens and both of them proceed inside. The alien notices a socket inside the house. He immediately goes and grabs it. The lights around the house start to blink and the alien starts glowing. Suddenly, Mehul is alerted by the sirens of the police's car. Since the house was locked using a puzzle, they wouldn't have been able to barge in. He quickly switches on the CCTV footage and notices an array of police vans outside the gate.
If the alien is caught by the police, his life will be at risk. I will have to save him.
Mehul decides to sneak out with the alien, using the back door. He has 3 ways to escape. First, he can flee from there on foot. Second, he can use his motorbike. And third, he can make use of his car. Think and let me know, what would be the best choice for him? Mehul should go in his car, since he is being accompanied by the alien. If he uses his bike or walks off, the alien will be noticed by everyone. They quickly engine the car and leave from there. They finally reach a forest and hide behind a tree for the rest of the night. Next morning, Mehul goes to the supermarket in the city to get something to eat. He notices a news broadcasting regarding the presence of aliens in the city. As he realizes that the police were looking for them all over, he immediately runs back to the forest, only to find the alien unconscious. He sprinkles some water on his face, but in vain.
If I take him to the doctor, the police will arrest him. What do I do now?
Mehul was extremely worried about what to do next. Do you have an idea of how to bring the alien back to normal? Think and let me know your answer in the comments. Using electricity, Mehul recollects how the alien was glowing after touching the socket at his house.
This means he derives energy from electricity.
He immediately pulls out his car's battery and casts current into his body, which finally brings him back to consciousness.
This planet is not safe for my alien friend. I will have to send him back to his planet immediately.
But how? Think and let me know your answer in the comments below. Mehul has a remote which was given to his by his other alien friends. He instantly pulls it out and presses the button on it. Shortly after receiving the signal, the spaceship arrives at their location. Mehul's alien friend bids him farewell, hops onto the shuttle and flies away to his planet. Just then, a police van comes into the forest.
You are fostering an alien. We have received intel.
Interesting. But aliens only exist in stories, not in real life.
Says Mehul as he walks away. He was able to save the alien successfully. After this incident, Mehul goes on with his daily life. But then soon one day, Detective Mehul is called by scientist Bulbulea to a location. Plastic was burning everywhere around them.
Why have you called me here, scientist? What mess have you created now?
Mehul, a lot of people are burning plastic irresponsibly. This is causing increased carbon dioxide emission.
This has been happening since forever. People fail to understand the consequences.
But this time, CO2 emission is 10 times more through the same plastic that has been used for the longest time. Something is definitely wrong and you need to get to the bottom of it.
Interesting.
Mehul is lost in thought on his way back home. Just then, the lights around him start flickering and the electricity of the entire city goes out. He finally reaches home. The door of his house is locked using a matchstick puzzle. By moving only 2 matchsticks, can you open this door? Think and let me know your answer in the comments. Remove 1 matchstick from the plus sign and place it on 9 to make it an 8. Then move this matchstick like so, to make 3 a 5. The equation will now be 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. Mehul unlocks the door and enters his house. He notices that it was quite cold inside. Mehul is absolutely stunned upon the AC switched on. But why? Can you guess?
How could this be possible? The entire city's lights are out. Then how is this AC working? There is surely something wrong.
Mehul then decides to examine the entire house carefully. Suddenly, he spots an alien hiding behind his bed.
Hi, Detective Mehul. Don't be scared of me. I'm your friend. One of my alien friends met you a few months ago for stealing plastic. I came to your place, but it was quite hot, so I switched on the AC.
Wow, these aliens are so advanced.
The alien then tells Mehul that they need more plastic and he's here to obtain it. Just then, the scientist calls Mehul and asks him to meet him immediately. Bulbalea has created a maze for Mehul to reach him. Can you guess which route goes to the scientist? A, B, or C? Road C goes to the scientist, somewhat like this. Mehul chooses the correct route and reaches the scientist successfully, while the alien is still at Mehul's house. The scientist then informs Mehul that a chemical is being poured onto the plastic. As a result, 10 times more carbon dioxide is being released. This chemical is not available on the Earth. This means that someone from outside this world is doing the deed.
Interesting. Very interesting. This means the alien encounter and the burning plastic is not a coincidence. Are these aliens responsible for increasing CO2 emission on Earth? I'll have to find out.
The next day, Mehul decides to hide inside the alien spaceship. It soon takes off, extracts a pile of plastic from the ground and leaves Earth. Shortly, they land on a peculiar-looking planet. Mehul notices that the aliens are putting the pile of plastic inside a machine. His guess was that due to some technology, the plastic might turn into water. But he was astonished when he saw the plastic came out of the machine as it was. They just poured another chemical onto it.
What is this? The plastic didn't turn into water. In fact, they just added some chemical to it.
Mehul continues to hide in the spaceship. The aliens load the plastic to their spaceship and return back to the Earth. They then throw the plastic back to its original location. Mehul is utterly shocked by the sight of this.
These aliens are trying to kill Earth's population. They are responsible for adding chemicals to the plastic and increasing CO2 concentration in the Earth's atmosphere. They plan to make water out of the plastic. But then what is this? I'll have to contact my alien friend immediately.
Mehul disembarks from the spaceship discreetly and heads back home. But how will he contact his alien friend? Can you guess? Mehul was given a remote by the aliens, using which he had summoned a spaceship. Mehul clicks the button again, but there was no response. Just then, a voice comes out of the remote.
Earth is in danger. Earth is in danger. Mehul, some evil aliens have stolen the machine and plan to destroy the Earth. They plan to burn chemical-ridden plastic to increase the concentration of CO2 in the Earth's atmosphere. You'll have to save us and the Earth too.
Mehul is faced with a grave challenge. He has to save aliens as well as everyone of Earth. He immediately calls scientist Bulbalea, who tells him that he had successfully developed a chemical that could decrease the emission of CO2 if poured onto plastic. In fact, if the aliens try to add any harmful chemical to it, the plastic will start to emit oxygen. Mehul instantly reaches the dumping grounds in the outskirts of the city. With the chemical, he notices 3 piles of plastic on the ground. By looking at all 3 of them, can you guess on which pile will he add the chemical? A, B, or C? Think and let me know your answer in the comments. Only pile B has plastic, hence Mehul empties the bottle of chemical on it. Soon, the spaceship lands on the ground and Mehul climbs on it, the first chance he gets. The spaceship then takes off, extracts the plastic and leaves for its planet. Like always, the aliens put the plastic into the machine, but as it comes out, they notice that it is exuding oxygen. All the aliens start to lose consciousness and feel suffocated. Why? Can you guess?
Interesting, very interesting. This means that the aliens require CO2 to survive. That's why they were increasing its concentration in the Earth's atmosphere, to make the Earth habitable for them.
The aliens figure out that there was something wrong with the plastic and Mehul was to be held accountable. They are able to hunt Mehul down inside the spaceship and they lock him in a cage. By looking at this maze, can you guess which rods does Mehul have to pull to get out of the cage? And in what sequence? A, B, C, D, E, and F? First we will pull Rod D. The alien will come near Mehul and at the correct time, we will pull Rod A, making him fall down. We will then close Rod A. We will then pull B and E, and by pulling F, Mehul will come out of the cage. After escaping, he instantly calls his alien friend through the remote. He is able to find their location and reaches there immediately to save them. They were held captive inside a huge cave which could be opened only by cracking its password. Can you solve it? Think and let me know your answers below. The addition of the second and third digits, and the multiplication of the sum by the first digit, is the answer. In the first equation, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and 5 times 1 is 5. In the second equation, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, and 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Hence, for the code, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, and 5 times 1 is equal to 5. So, the code is 5. Mehul presses the correct code and manages to open the cave door. Finally frees all the good aliens.
Mehul, defeating the bad aliens is not easy. They are very smart and strong.
Interesting. But I might have a way.
Can you guess Mehul's plan?
Bulbulea scientist has developed a chemical that escalates the level of oxygen. This can be used to defeat the evil aliens. I have seen them struggling in high oxygen levels.
Mehul leaves in the spaceship with his alien friend and reaches the scientist's house. The scientist then says,
This chemical only works on plastic. How will we carry so much plastic to another planet?
Mehul's alien friend contacts his alien buddies and 3 enormous space shuttles arrive on Earth shortly. They collect the entire city's plastic on one spot, administer it with Bulbulea's chemical and send it off to the aliens' planet. The space shuttles carry the entire batch to their planet and start emptying it in the machine. By the time the evil aliens get a whiff of this, it was already too late. The concentration of oxygen in the air had increased, making them uneasy. Slowly but surely, all of them lose consciousness and die eventually. Mehul successfully manages to save the Earth as well as the good aliens. Case solved. Detective Mehul rocks.